Hi, this is a tale of three guitars. From left to right, we've got a 2007 Larrivee D03R. The R, Rosewood back and sides, Mahogany neck, Sitka spruce top. This one happens to have an LR Baggs M1 pickup on it, which I'm not going to remove for this comparison. Doesn't make a huge difference to the tone. Makes it a lot heavier though. So this guitar I bought used maybe 15 years ago, and it's been my main gigging instrument. In the middle, we have a 1981 David Wren studio dreadnought. So David Wren was an apprentice of Jean Larrivee here in Toronto. This guitar was made when he was associated with a guitar shop just off of Yonge Street. They're called Mill Wheel guitars, and they were selling these. It's kind of a much simpler guitar than you're used to seeing from David Wren. Usually they tend to have lots of fancy inlays. This has mahogany back and sides. Again, Sitka spruce top. An interesting thing about the top, which I think shows up if I move it around, usually guitar builders, when they do a top, a matchbook top, will orient the pieces the same way. But on this one, as you can see by the way the grain catches the light, they're oriented in opposite directions. So when one appears light, the other appears dark. I thought that was really odd. But I've seen other Larrivees of that same era that are like that. So I guess it was a thing that both master and apprentice were doing at some period during the, I guess, maybe 70s or 80s. And this is my latest acquisition. This is a 2005 Santa Cruz OM. So Rosewood back, like on the Larrivee. Mahogany neck, like on all the guitars. All three of them have ebony fretboards. A Sitka spruce top. OM size. And these guitars are meant to be replicas of pre-war Martins. So I thought what I'd do is I'd play each of them one after another and give you an idea of what the difference is, because they're all quite different from each other. We got an OM with a rosewood back and sides, so smaller body with rosewood, and then we've got two dreadnoughts, similar DNA, because they're both sort of the Larrivee family of guitars. This one more factory made, large scale, 2007. This one's from 1981, so much older and more sort of boutique, small volume building. And this one, I don't think I mentioned, is from 2005. So you get to compare the differences of body size and also between the two dreadnoughts, what a difference rosewood versus mahogany makes. So let's do this one, save this one for last. And I'm going to play with a pick, each of them in turn, and then I'm going to play fingerstyle, and you'll get a sense of both. And I'll try to do a combination of ringing chords so you can hear things decay, and also maybe a little bit of attack and walking bass and that kind of stuff. I haven't planned what I'm going to play, but I'm trying to make it similar. Okay, so let's start with the Larrivee. Again, D03R, satin finish, rosewood, mahogany, Sitka spruce. Here we go, dreadnought. Now the Wren. And now the Cruise. Now I'll finger pick something. Don't know what. Okay, so that's what they sound like. Let me talk about a little bit what it's like to be in the room with them. First of all, there's no question at all that Rosewood and Mahogany sound different. The Rosewood back and side emphasizes more sort of attack and brilliance and crispness. The Mahogany is more mid-rangey and warm sounding. So that's, I think, settles the whole question about back and sides and the impact. And the impact is quite dramatic in the room. The Larrivee sounds a lot crisper and brighter and more articulate in the room. The Wren is warmer, has much more of a mid-range punch to it, more wooden sounding, a little less metallic. The OM, the smaller body, and it is quite a bit smaller than a dreadnought, has a much more sort of immediate feel. The tactile experience of playing it is different. It feels faster, I guess because of the smaller air volume and the smaller area of the top. It feels quicker. It feels... it's hard to explain. The notes pop, the sound pops out of the instrument faster, and it feels just more responsive. It also, in a strange way, also feels more forgiving. I feel like there's more, less string finger noise, less vulnerable to buzzing. It's the same scale length, so it has nothing to do with string tension. These strings are a little bit newer than on the other two guitars, but I don't think that's enough to make a difference. Anyway, I think that's about it. So hopefully that was interesting for you. Again, 3 pretty cool guitars. These are made in California, the Santa Cruz's, somewhat more exotic than the other two. This from a very low volume, very highly respected luthier here in Toronto. And Larrivee, of course, one of the higher end. This one is sort of, the D03 is, I think, sort of an entry-ish level, kind of high-end acoustic. So it doesn't have a high gloss finish or anything like that. But otherwise, it's pretty much identical to other dreadnoughts that Larrivee makes. Again, not super elaborate, not a lot of inlays. All 3 of them are pretty much workmanlike guitars. Anyway, hopefully that was interesting for you. And you enjoyed the chance to kind of compare these 3 instruments.